guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 743rd edition of TSR. Oh, I knew it. There it is. Got it. There we are. I knew I was getting some sound reverb from somewhere. That's why it took me so long to get over there. Oh, good God. Let me hide my blood pressure medications. It is good to have you guys in today. Again, it is the 743rd edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of Crimson Capsule awareness. It is Monday, June 28th of 2021. It is good to have you in this afternoon. We are streaming live to Facebook, mgtow.tv, Twitch, three YouTube channels, and of course, in crystal clear, high-resolution 4K to Sharpe Stream. So however you're watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharpe Reality Live a part of your daily routine. I'm a little late getting on the air. I'm a little late getting on the air this afternoon, because I had a very good conversation with Kevin Samuels. Kevin is Kevin Samuels, and whenever he picks up whenever he calls, I answer. And obviously, my channel's going through a little bit of a transition because I have stagnated a little bit, and Kevin has been instrumental in helping me to rid myself of the stagnation, sort of reignite my channel. And oftentimes, our conversations go into overtime. So, not going to apologize to anybody for having a conversation with somebody who charges, what is it now, $10,000 for a consultation. I do consider myself to be very, very fortunate. We are absolutely jam-packed today. So later on in the show, we are going to discuss the Kardashian sisters. I am going to discuss Tristan Thompson cheating on Khloe Kardashian again, this time with four women. That's right. Tristan Thompson had a fivesome. Just let that sit for a little while. And surprise, surprise, Khloe is probably going to take him back. And her sister Kim says that she is worried about her dating prospects after her divorce with Kanye, and in doing so, verifies all sorts of the kinds of truths that I can't say out loud that we talk about here. I will also be discussing Buffalo Bills legend and Pro Football Hall of Famer Bruce Smith speaking out regarding Carl Nassib, the Las Vegas Raiders defensive end who recently came out as a happy individual playing in the league. You guys might be surprised at Smith's comments. You guys might be surprised. But we are going to start. We are going to start with the ex-wife. Oops. Of course, I was looking at Kevin's. There we go. I was looking at Kevin's YouTube channel. There's giving me some ideas. The ex-wife of Michael Strahan. So for those of you who are not familiar who Michael Strahan is a former defensive end for the New York Giants. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He has the NFL record for most sacks in a single season when he recorded 22 and a half back in 2001. Brett Favre probably just gave it to him for you sports nuts that are there. Either way, he now has the record now from Mark Gastineau, 22 and a half. He of course was a part of that Giants defense, that 2007 Giants defense that stifled the undefeated New England Patriots offense and helped pull off the greatest upset, one of the greatest upsets in sports history, probably the greatest upset in Super Bowl history. Now, unlike the vast majority of former athletes, Michael Strahan has absolutely thrived off the field. He is a panelist. He's a panelist for Fox NFL Sunday, which is the most watched NFL pregame show on television. He has hosted live with Regis and Kelly, I almost said Kathy Lee, which was one of the most watched morning shows on television and was eventually given Regis Philbin's spot. Well, he is now a part of Good Morning America. easily one of the most recognizable morning shows in television history. Suffice it to say that Michael Strahan has done quite well for himself post-football. However, like most young professional athletes, he married the wrong woman. Okay? Now, if I were an advisor to pro athletes, I would advise them to obviously never get married. Obviously, we've seen, these ridiculous settlements, child support payments that professional athletes are required to pay their baby mamas when the relationship goes sideways, which they do 412% of the time. But I do understand that men have a strong desire to pass on their genes. So part of my advice would be to tell them, listen, freeze your sperm, get a vasectomy, have your fun with the ladies during your playing career, and then maybe pay a surrogate mother to have your child or children in order to avoid the baby mama drama like Paul George and many others have endured through the years. Paul George actually ended up marrying his stripper girlfriend. At any rate, Michael Strahan married Jean, I want to say Mugley, in 1999. This is like his 5th or 6th year in the league. He met her at a spa and decided to put a ring on it. They have 2 daughters together. Make a long story short, they filed for divorce in 2006, and about a year later, Strahan's ex-wife was awarded a $15 million divorce settlement plus $18,000 per month for child support. Well, Jean allegedly blew through that $15 million, and she attempted to take him back to court to get more money, which is obviously typical of American women. Now, Michael has claimed in the past that Jean has been physically and emotionally abusive to their twin daughters. Apparently, she failed to bring them to court for court-ordered therapy sessions. Now, whether or not his accusations are true, that remains to be seen. But this brings us full circle to the events that occurred this weekend regarding Jean. According to TMZ, as you are seeing on your screen right now, Michael Strahan's ex-wife, Jean was arrested, and here is a video of her actually being arrested and led away. She was arrested for violating a protection order was taken out by her girlfriend, Marianne Ayer. Yes, to be clear, Jean Mugley Strahan was in a relationship with a woman by the name of Marianne Ayer. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not, but we all know who she is. Now, when that relationship ended, Ayer claims that that's when the alleged harassment took place. Okay? Ayer accused Jean of grand larceny, disorderly conduct, harassment, coercion, and forcible touching. She also claimed that Jean used a plastic replica of a nug, spelled backwards, claiming that it was real in order to threaten her. Ayer also claimed that Jean kicked her German Shepherd. Now, if that's true, lock her ass up, right? Lock her ass up. Anyway, Jean Strahan allegedly violated the protection order by actually showing up at Ms. Ayer's house, showing up at Marianne Ayer's house. But that's not even the craziest part about this story. You see, Marianne Ayer is the former girlfriend of Michael Strahan. Yes, Marianne Ayer is the former girlfriend of Michael Strahan. So, Michael Strahan's ex-wife was in a relationship with Michael Strahan's ex-girlfriend. That's right, guys, didn't stutter. Strahan's ex-wife was in a relationship with his ex-girlfriend. Now, men who regularly consume this kind of men-centric content are familiar with a term that we use called being alpha widowed. Now, a woman who is alpha widowed is a woman who either dated, married, slept with an apex alpha male or the highest value man they've ever been involved with in their lives, right? The alpha widow is a woman who either can't or won't leave her ex alone, okay? Or she is constantly chasing men of equal or higher value. Devin, please stop texting me while I'm on the air about things that have nothing to do with the subject matter. Please. Anyway, the alpha widow believes that she deserves a man of equal or higher value, regardless of how little sexual market value she happens to have. So now a lot of you guys are probably thinking, okay, Donovan, what does being alpha widowed have to do with this story? Well, simple. Jean, who is 54 years old, she knows that she is no longer anywhere. She no longer has anywhere near the sexual market value to attract men like Michael Strahan. We know that women are delusional to a fault, but at some point they do keep it real with themselves and finally realize that they are simply too old to attract the kinds of men they used to be able to attract in their early to mid-20s. Now, Jean is alpha widowed. She is so alpha widowed that she decided to date an ex-girlfriend of the man who alpha widowed her. Well, wait a minute, Donovan. Why wouldn't she just date Michael Strahan's friends or his associates or people that know him? Because the men in Michael Strahan's circle would never have anything to do with her. Guys like Strahan, they have endless options with women less than half of Jean Strahan's age. Jean clearly understood that anyone with the same kind of value as Michael would never have anything to do with her, sexually or otherwise. So she did what she thought was the next best thing and dated his ex-girlfriend. And it's interesting because I believe that Marianne dated Jean for the exact same reason. Ayer isn't a celebrity. You guys can look at this. She's not a celebrity, right? Nobody knew who she was, right? She's not a celebrity. She's a regular civilian, just like the rest of us, at least as far as I know, right? And so she, too, understands that men of Michael Strahan's ilk would never have anything to do with her. Being alpha widowed is a real thing, gentlemen. It drives women absolutely mad when they realize they no longer qualify for so much as even a little bit of attention from high-value men. This is exactly why all of the Instagram models and all of the OnlyFans girls who regularly appear on the Fresh and Fit podcast will never find a man that meets their expectations. The vast majority of those girls have had sexual interactions with rappers, celebrities, professional athletes, so on and so forth. They have all been alpha widowed, which is why most of them are still single. There's nothing special about Jean Strahan's situation. Women like her the world over pine over their alpha exes all the time. But this is actually, as far as I know, this is actually the first time that I'm aware of that an alpha widow dated the ex-girlfriend of the alpha that widowed her. Michael Strahan is the best that Jean Muggly Strahan will ever do. And it is clear that she is not handling it very well. It'll be quite interesting to see how her life turns out. Guys, if you want the podcast version of today's episode without all of the small talk, go to patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. There you will find both the audio and video versions of all episodes, as well as tens of thousands of hours of content not found anywhere on the web. My entire catalog of dating show breakdowns, such as Love is Blind, The Bachelor, Temptation Island, and 90 Day Fiancé, and much more will be available. Plus, you will get discounts on my books, courses, and direct access to me on the weekly Sunday Zoom calls where I advise and give guidance on girls, game, finance, fitness, and anything else that pertains to dominating life here in the 20s. For less than 34 cents a day, you'll get access to all of this valuable content. Go to patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. Big thanks goes out to Brandon Livingston with the $3 super sticker. Let me shout out my, I had my Sharpe stream guys up here a little bit earlier. I thought I had them up here. Oh, there they are. Very good. Excellent. There we are. There we go. Got to make sure I shout out my Sharpe stream guys. Dre Raven, Mark Johnson, Danny DBC, Sirius, The Chad MA, Hellfong, Apollo 137, Mike JB, and Grad Slacker. Appreciate you guys all supporting the show. Okay, so let's talk about the Tristan Thompson, Khloe Kardashian fiasco, shall we? So let me make sure that everybody can see this here. So, apparently Tristan Thompson has cheated again. This time, it is with 4 women at the same time, according to Black Sports Online. The link is in the description. Shout out to that guy. I've actually followed him on Twitter for years. Obviously, this isn't the first time that Tristan has been caught cheating, which means that this definitely isn't the first time Tristan has actually cheated. A few months ago, myself and Myron Gaines talked about his alleged cheating with Sydney Chase. I'm going to bring her up on the screen. So there's Sydney Chase. There's not so hot Khloe on the left, Tristan right in the middle, and Sydney Chase, who is clearly hotter than Khloe Kardashian, on the right. Tristan also allegedly smashed Jordan Woods, who was Khloe's best friend at the time. Now, Khloe said she forgave Jordan and decided to, once again, take back the, quote, cheating Tristan Thompson. Right? So no one's surprised that Tristan Thompson has been caught running around again on Khloe. Now, most of the free world would assume that this would be the last straw. Surely, after getting caught again, this time with 4 women, one would think that enough is enough for Khloe, right? Well, yesterday was Khloe's 37th birthday, and Tristan, let me get this out of here, and Tristan, like all players do, all players with his on and off the court, the most skilled players on and off the court, pun definitely intended, try to do when they try to woo the women they consistently run around on. He sent her a heartfelt tweet. He says, "Happy birthday, Khloe, at Khloe Kardashian." Oh, wait a minute. I wasn't supposed to do that. Ah, dang it. Sorry, guys. This is a little sloppy, but it'll be all right. Yes, he says, "Happy birthday, at Khloe Kardashian. Thank you for being not just an amazing partner, mommy, and best friend, but also being the kindest, caring, and most loving human being I've ever met. Your love and spirit is contagious to all who've met you. Thank you for always being there and putting our family first. I love you so much. Have an amazing day." Wow, have an amazing day. Who is that? Is that Tristan with Khloe? All right, cool, bet. So after yet another, quote, cheating scandal, Khloe is hinting that she is probably going to take him back, stating recently in the finale of Keeping Up with the Kardashians that she wants to have another child with Tristan. Now, of course, women all over, they want Khloe to leave Tristan. They want Khloe to leave Tristan, right? He's a cheater. You can never trust him. Once a cheater, always a cheater, right? Most of the world simply cannot figure out why Khloe cannot leave Tristan Thompson alone. But men here clearly understand exactly why this torrid relationship will continue. Now, first off, I want to make something very, very clear. Tristan Thompson, I believe he loves Khloe Kardashian, okay? I don't think there's any doubt about it. He loves that woman with all of his heart. Now, when people hear this, they think, well, Donovan, you're completely out of your mind. If Tristan Thompson truly loved Khloe Kardashian, he wouldn't cheat on her. And to that, I would respond with 2 points. Number one, men don't cheat. That's right, I'll say it again. Men do not cheat. Men simply exercise options. A man who has sex with a woman or women outside of his relationship is not cheating, at least not in the way that most people would define cheating. You see, gentlemen, women show their loyalty through fidelity, sexual fidelity. Men, we show our loyalty through provisioning. Outside of sexual loyalty, there is nothing that any given woman possesses that any given man couldn't acquire or obtain on his own. Okay? Khloe Kardashian is the quintessential example of this in action. She has generational wealth. She can buy literally anything she wants. She has clout. She has influence. She has celebrity. Yet, Tristan continues to exercise his female options on the side. Why? Because Khloe Kardashian doesn't have anything Tristan Thompson can't get for himself except for her sexual fidelity and sexual loyalty. Number two, We as men, we are able to compartmentalize the act of sex from our feelings. Okay? This is why high-status men with wives and families regularly smash chicks on the side, but still truly do love their wives. This is where women project their nature onto men. Women subconsciously think, okay, well, if I cheat on my boyfriend or husband, I clearly don't love him anymore. It's over. So if my boyfriend or husband cheats on me, it must mean the same thing, right? Women who think that sexual attraction and relationships are symmetrical, these are always the kinds of women who end up leaving men they still love very much, but believe that because they stepped out on them, that these men no longer love them. Now, women who do understand this very rarely leave their quote-unquote cheating boyfriends or husbands. Anytime they're caught, the very first question out of their mouth is, do you love her? And again, I can personally attest to this, having been caught stepping out many times before. Anytime one of my girlfriends found out that I was fooling around on her, the first question they always ask me, 10 times out of 10, do you love her? My answer, of course, is always no, because sex and love are two very different things to me because I am a man. Now, this isn't to say that women actually like it when their men step out on them. Of course they don't, right? They don't like finding out their men are involved with extracurricular activities with women. But women who are aware that the act of sex is purely physical and almost never involves feelings other than lust, that's why they take their men back. Women who belong to high-status men, high-value men, they all have an unwritten, sort of unspoken agreement with their men. That so long as he doesn't smash her in their bed, bring home any STDs, get her pregnant, right? And are extra careful not to get caught, like leaving clues, earrings, strands of hair, lipstick, or anything else that could lead to the discovery of his extramarital affair, they can live with it. Again, this isn't to say that they like it, but women who belong to high-status men are keenly aware of the axiom, what I do not know cannot hurt me. Peter Lee says regular guys are invisible to the majority of women. Dude, I've been saying that for years. I love it when new guys come into my chat and they drop what they think is knowledge that nobody has ever heard. Come on, man. Gotta come stronger than that. Women cheat, gentlemen, because they no longer love their significant others, okay? They don't have what it takes to break up with their significant others. Now, eventually they do, but only when they're 178% certain that the guy she is cheating with wants to be in a relationship with her. Now, men step out on their women because they're horny and are looking for a little variety, right? Yes, there are some men who run around on their women because they don't love their women anymore. But the vast majority of men with a side piece or two still love their main chicks, guys. And if they're high status, their main chicks understand this very clearly. Finally, number 3, I'll actually add a third point. Women who belong to high status, high value men, they know that they are going to have to share them with other women. Here's the raw truth, guys. There are a lot more Khloe Kardashians than there are Tristan Thompsons. And this is exactly why Khloe will take Tristan back and continue to bear his offspring. Now, I can already see women watching this thinking, is he serious? Is he joking? Khloe Kardashian has more money, more status, more influence, more clout than most people in the world. All right? There are thousands of professional athletes, but there are only 6 Kardashians. What the hell is this guy talking about? Remember what I said earlier about women not possessing anything that a man couldn't or wouldn't be able to acquire on his own if he hasn't already? Well, guess what? Khloe clearly understands this. She knows that while she is only one of 6 Kardashians, she also knows that she is one of millions of women on the dating market. She knows that her money, her status, and influence are things Tristan already had when he met her. Now, let's not be disingenuous, okay? Clearly, Tristan's Q rating is a lot higher now than it was before he started messing with Khloe. Let's not pretend that we don't understand that. But deep down, Khloe and every other woman, celebrity, civilian, or otherwise, knows that there are a lot more of her than there are men like Tristan. This is why she can't leave him alone, guys, and probably won't stop until he finally decides to leave her alone for good. Women inherently know and understand that no matter how much money, status, influence they have, they know that the men they want are few and far between relative to the number of women available to these men. Case in point, Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez, right? Alex Rodriguez allegedly cheated on J-Lo. She dumped him, but she was seen with him a week later. Why? Because J-Lo understands that at 51 years of age, just about every man she is romantically interested in won't commit to her outside of a, quote, situationship for media headlines and clout. Okay, all right, listen. We all know she got back with Ben Affleck. But let me ask you guys something. Do you think Ben Affleck is going to marry J-Lo? Huh? You think Affleck takes her seriously as a long-term companion? Of course not. He has millions of options of women less than half of J-Lo's age. Now, this isn't to say that Affleck doesn't genuinely care for Jennifer Lopez. Listen, they dated in the past. I'm sure they remain friends. It's not like he doesn't care about her at all. But part of the reason he is with her is to become relevant again. A-Rod got the most out of his relationship with her because he went from being a pariah to being one half of the couple that were America's sweethearts for the better part of the last half decade. Guys, I don't know if you realize this, but about 5-7 years ago, A-Rod was radioactive. Nobody wanted anything to do with A-Rod. But when he got with Lopez, all of a sudden now he's in everybody's good graces. Today he's doing baseball analysis, he's doing commercials, media publicity, and was even a part of the Super Bowl coverage when J-Lo and Shakira were performing in the halftime show. And guess what? Everybody loves A-Rod now. And that is exactly why he made the smart decision by dating J-Lo for as long as he did. At this point, really, Khloe Kardashian is probably less pissed off about the fact that Tristan stepped out on her and more pissed off about the fact that he got caught again, right? Like, she probably honestly doesn't really care. She probably thought to herself when she saw the pictures on social media, God damn it, Tristan, why'd you have to get caught again? Seriously, they probably had conversations like this in the past, guys. She probably told him, okay, Tristan, okay. You know I don't give a shit where you put it, okay? Do whatever you want to do. Just don't respect me or our daughter by getting caught. Do whatever you want. Just don't knock any of these garden tools up. Don't give me any STDs. Don't smash any of these girls in our bed. And don't get caught. As long as you end up with me at the end of the night, we're good. These are the kinds of conversations that significant others of high-status men have with these guys with regularity. They have no problem sharing them, guys, as long as they don't know about it. Because what getting caught forces the wives and girlfriends to do is react, right? The world wants its pound of flesh for these, quote, cheating dogs. And by being messy and getting caught, it forces women to have to react to, quote, do something about it. This is why Khloe always dumps him, then 2 weeks later, her hamster wheel goes into overdrive and she ends up on Instagram Live talking about how she's grown from this and how she forgives Tristan, about how her and Tristan will be better for having overcome this adversity. And all of the rest of the, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger hamster droppings. She has to broadcast to keep the public from continuing to call her stupid for taking him back yet again. This is exactly what Casey from Temptation Island this is why she didn't want to look at the screen when she knew Evan was having sex with Morgan. So in Casey's mind, as long as she doesn't know about it, she doesn't have to react to it. She was always going to take Evan back no matter what she did. And the reason for this is because she, like Khloe and J-Lo, and every other woman out there, knows that there are a lot more Caseys than there are of Evans. No matter how much money, clout, status, celebrity any given woman has, they are keenly aware of the fact that there will always be a lot more of them than there are of the men they want. And this is why Tristan Thompson continuously steps out on Khloe. He knows that there are a lot more Khloes in terms of dating and relationships than there are of Tristan Thompsons. Khloe Kardashian knows Tristan Thompson is the best she will ever do in terms of a long-term relationship. Okay, if they ever do split up for good, yeah, listen, man. I'm sure she'll have a bunch of celebrities bask in the glow of the tabloids, date her short-term, revenge on Tristan Thompson, right? She'll make a bunch of headlines about her flavors of the week. But her, like J-Lo, knows that's the only reason men will date her is to attain more clout and increase their Q rating, gain Instagram followers, and all the rest of that. And this is exactly why Khloe Kardashian will always take back Tristan Thompson, no matter how many times he steps out on her. She knows that he is more than likely the last high-value, high-status man who will ever commit to her long-term, much less consider having children with her. All right, good stuff. We are flying right along. Let us go to the, Black Lemur 2009 with another $500 super chat. I don't think anybody heard that, but that's okay. He says, Khloe again, it's her goal to date the entire NBA? Who has Khloe dated? I think she dated Lamar Odom. Who also ran around on her. But as soon as Khloe got thin, she got over Lamar. Black Lemur 2009, I greatly appreciate that super chat. Peter Lee with the $5 super chat says, women still think money and status increases their sexual market value. Men will date a woman working at McDonald's if she is young and hot. Myron Gaines says this all the time. He says a millionaire will date a chick who works at Burger King if she's hot enough. 100% true, man. 100% true. Okay, you guys heard it. I didn't. Okay, good. Excellent. Danny DBC over on the Sharpe stream side says her money is a weakness. It makes it so you can't win in family court. Okay. Sirius on Sharpe stream side says it's cheating. With cheating, it's a whole other situation when a guy hits the upper levels and starts having women throwing themselves at him. A man is truly tested when a woman serves herself up on a platter. I mean, what do you expect? Oh, James Harden. Oh, dude. Ty. Oh, my God. Ty, I think I had an appointment with you, and I completely missed it. And you want to know something? Now that I have sort of taken a turn in terms of this kind of content and sort of marrying up with sports, we really need to talk. Dude, oh my God, dude, my bad, Ty. So yes, Khloe Kardashian dated Lamar Odom, James Harden, and now Tristan Thompson. Yep. Dude, how in the world I think we were supposed to talk either this past Sunday or the Sunday afterwards, but we're going to talk. We are definitely going to talk. Shout out to all of my guys, especially, dude, Black Lemur 2009, man. I swear to God. Honestly, man, I could probably give away 5 or 6 CME tickets. I think I could probably give away 5 or 6 CME tickets just based on his donations. Oh, by the way, I'm thinking about doing another CME at the end of October. I'm thinking of doing another CME at the end of October. I'm not 100% certain yet. Not 100%. But we are in talks. I am in talks with my guys about this. All right, let's move to our next story here. So, Kim K, the queen of the Kardashian empire, is worried about the fact that men won't want to date her after her divorce from Kanye West. Now, if you have my level of awareness, and of course I'm not going to say or specify what kind of awareness I'm talking about because we know that I could be limited, so to speak, right? And we all know what that means. But if you have my level of awareness, you know and understand very clearly 2 very important things here when it comes to Kim K. Number 1, Kim Kardashian will have absolutely no problem finding men who will make her acquaintance, just like her sister Khloe. Kim K will have plenty of men, more than Khloe actually, even though she's older. She'll have a bunch of men lined up around the block willing to date her. Now, some men will date her because they've had a crush on her since they were teenagers. And now they have the status, the money, and the clout to finally get her attention and affection. Think Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore. Now, others will date her for the instant clout, the instant credibility, and to, of course, increase their Q rating. Think A-Rod and Jennifer Lopez. Whatever the reason for dating her, Kim Kardashian will have absolutely no shortage of men who are willing to date her. That's the first point. But the second thing, that men who understand that when she says she's worried about men who won't date her, that what she means is that she's really worried that men of equal or greater value will not commit to her long term. And that's what really has Kim K worried. That's what keeps her up at night. Man, Kyle Busch won again. And you want to know something, guys? You want to know something? She should be. She should be. Kim Kardashian has quite literally everything that every single American born and raised female could possibly want. She has status. She has influence. She has more money than she could spend in 1,000 lifetimes. She has a string of high-profile ex-boyfriends and husbands, as well as I think the 6th or 7th most Instagram followers globally. Hell, I think she's considered to be the queen of Instagram. And the reason for this is that the vast majority of Instagram models, they model their look after her, right? Take a look at any given quote-unquote Instagram model's profile, and you will see essentially a bunch of Kim K clones, right? They all want to look like her. Their bodies, their faces, their makeup, everything is based on the Kim Kardashian template. She has everything any Western woman could possibly want. But guess what? Guess what? She's not happy. She is completely miserable. And would you like to know why? It's for the same reason that most women in this country are miserable but cannot bring themselves to admit. She doesn't have a man. That's why she's miserable. The series finale of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, I think it aired a couple weeks ago. And in that episode, she had a very heartfelt conversation with her mother when she opened up about the details of her and Kanye's divorce for the first time on camera, right? During that conversation, Kim says to her mother, and I'm paraphrasing here, am I just going to sit here and think, okay, my kids fulfill me and I'm good? I totally thought I've got my kids, I'm good. Her mother, Chris, then replies, and again, I'm paraphrasing here, I just want to see you happy and joyful. And I think I haven't seen that in a really long time. Well, wait a minute, Ms. Jenner. Wait a minute. You mean having a net worth of $1 billion, millions of followers, and adoring fans everywhere, and being the linchpin in quite possibly the greatest family media dynasty in the history of mankind isn't enough to bring her joy? Why, according to television and movies, one would think that everything that is endorsed and co-signed on by our female celebrities is exactly what brings women true happiness, right? After all, women need men like fish need bicycles, right? Let's take a look at a couple of Kim K's quotes that give us the answers. Kim says, quote, I just feel like I've worked so hard in life to achieve everything that I've wanted to, and I've lived up to my expectations and achieved 10 times more than what I thought was humanly possible. She said possibly, she probably meant possible. But I don't have a life to share that with. Oh, yes, you do, Kim. Yes, you do. You've got your children. You've got your mother. You've got your sisters. You do have an entire life to share all of this with. Yeah, for the last 2 decades. What do you mean you don't have a life to share it with? Oh, wait. I'm sorry. You meant a man. You don't have a man to share that with. She also said, quote, I want someone that we have the same shows in common. I want someone that wants to work out with me. It's the little things is what I don't have. Again, Kim Kardashian is surrounded by people she has things in common with. I'm sure her mother and sisters like the same shows as she does, right? And I'm sure that she has more than one person who wants to work out with her. More recently, her younger sister, Khloe, who figured out that if she lost a little bit of weight, she could maybe approach the same following as her older sister. Ah, you stumped us again, Kim K. The someone you want is a man. Let's take a look at what someone... Yes, I think I'm ready for small experiences. That will mean a lot. Let's take a look at what someone close to her recently told the media. It says, quote, her priorities are her kids and work, but she would love to find a guy to share her life with. You guys want to know what this sounds like? Her priorities are kids and work, but wants to find a guy to share her life with. What does that sound like to you guys, huh? What's that sound like? I'll tell you what that sounds like. It sounds like a single mother, guys. Kim Kardashian has gone from making a sex tape with Ray J to building, well, an empire to talking like a single mother. She's gone from a sex tape with Ray J to building a 10-figure media empire to single mom. So this is your leader, ladies? This is the woman whose life you want to emulate? Do you want to release a sex tape? Then parlay that publicity into creating a media empire? Date a bunch of high-profile athletes, gain hundreds of millions of followers on IG, marry a billion-dollar mogul, have a few of his kids, then end up alone at 40 while your ex dates a younger woman? Gentlemen, Kim Kardashian is the quintessential example of a woman who has everything except the one thing that would make her truly happy. We as men, we don't need women to be happy. Yes, they have the potential to elevate our lives, and they often do. But they are far from necessary for us to be truly happy. For us, women are a luxury and not a necessity. Women would love to think that they're exactly the same way, but they're not. Men are a necessity to women, not a luxury. They can tell themselves and other people, well, I don't need a man, but it'd be nice if I had one. That's why men understand that we must be self-sufficient. Because a man who needs a woman is weak. A woman who completes a man isn't a man. That is simply a male who needs a woman, right? Women are literally exactly the opposite. But because they keep trying to be men, they end up miserable. Ladies, all 7 of you watching, if you haven't heard anything I've said today, I am pleading with you to understand this. Needing a man doesn't make you weak. It makes you a woman. And there's nothing wrong with being a woman. There's nothing wrong with needing a man to be happy. It's who you and what you guys are. We as men, we're good with that. What, you're worried about women saying bad things about you because you admit that you need a man? Well, Kim K is surrounded by women and she's still miserable. Kim Kardashian is clearly distraught about the fact that the men she wants, the men that she wants long-term relationships with, won't want her for the same thing. Yeah, okay, they'll take her for a spin for a while. They'll get stories written about their hot new romance with the queen of IG, right? They'll get their pictures taken with her, whatever award show, red carpet they attend. But when the dust settles and the new wears off, they're off with the younger model. Just like Kanye. Kim K is depressed about her long-term dating prospects because she, like Beyonce, knows that the true value of a woman is determined by the kind of man you can attract and subsequently lock down. This is why Beyonce is never leaving Jay-Z. Ladies, the world doesn't care about your accomplishments as a single woman. Yes, okay, the world blows smoke up your ass and tells you how great and wonderful you are. But no matter what the world says, the true measure of a woman is a woman who gets married to a man of value, bears his children, is a good mother to them, and can stick it out with them. Okay. Listen, I'll admit, we all know that Kanye is a little, he's a little off, right? Like, let's not pretend that Kanye is normal. And what billionaire is normal, right? Like, it is what it is. But ask yourselves this. Ask yourselves this, ladies. How many of you would gladly put up with this crazy to be with him? Yeah, okay, Kanye's a little bit cuckoo, but guess what? 257% of women watching this would gladly put up with that kind of crazy to be with a man like Kanye. You see, ladies, when you're young, your value is determined by your youth and your beauty. But your youth and beauty don't mean a goddamn thing if you use it to sport fuck your way through your 20s and have 3 Noit Robas spelled backwards because you pretend to be allergic to latex and lambskin and you know it. Do you know who else knows this? Kim Kardashian knows this. And this is why she is both depressed and anxious about her life post-Kanye. Again, guys, she has everything any woman could ever dream of, and 10 times more. 10 times more. She really does. But the one thing that could make her truly happy is something that money, fame, a sex tape, a successful reality show, a makeup line, and hundreds of millions of adoring fans cannot buy. And that is a relationship of consequence with a man of value that you respect and love, who loves and respects you in return. And this is why Kim Kardashian, despite all she has, will eventually end up alone. And if Kim K ends up alone with all of the perceived advantages that she has, then ladies, what does fate have in store for you? If Kim Kardashian is going to end up single after all she's accomplished, what do you think is going to happen to you? Ladies, truth, real talk, enough with this I don't need a man facade. Just be honest with yourselves and admit that you need a man and act accordingly. All your single friends, they can hate on you all they want to. But when you do what needs to be done to make yourself happy, you will have achieved a level of contentment and satisfaction that has eluded Kim Kardashian her entire adult life. That was definitely a mic drop moment for me right there. Adrian Tapia, $2, says join the channel. I greatly appreciate that. Jules, $10, says, I would love to see your breakdown on the new show, Sex/Life on Netflix. Oh, I actually have never heard of that. Peter Lee says, Halle Berry is in a similar situation. Dude, Halle Berry is in that situation. Jada Pinkett. Like, dude, all these old garden tools are, dude, Charlize Theron, Uma Thurman, like all these old hoes are figuring out that the wall's undefeated. Father Time is undefeated, guys. Father Time is clearly undefeated. Tricky Trini says, Kim K is the new Elizabeth Taylor. Wow. Wow. That is profound, my friend. Kim Kardashian is the new Elizabeth Taylor. Holy moly. Let's take a look over at Sharpe Stream. Yeah, if I do decide to put on another Conference of Masculine Excellence in late October, the ticket prices are probably going to be substantially lower than they were for the first one. I want guys to be I want more guys to be able to come out and enjoy the and enjoy things, get benefit out of it and all that good stuff. So Lorenzo Rock says she sounds like she's been alpha widowed. John Tompkins says she'd be the type of cat lady that would have lions, tigers, cheetahs, and jaguars. Yeah, right? That is funny. Oh! Okay, so a couple of minor stories. A couple of minor stories that I'd like to touch on. And I thought I had this up here. Yeah, so so Bruce Smith, Hall of Fame defensive end, Bruce Smith. I used to use him on Madden 92. He is the all-time career leader in sacks with exactly 200. Buffalo Bills Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame. Played on those Bills teams in the late 90s or early 90s that went to and lost 4 Super Bowls. An incredible feat. He has spoken out, not really spoken out, but he has offered his thoughts on Carl Nassib, who recently came out as a happy, super happy guy, the first openly super happy guy in the history of the NFL. He actually says, we had a happy player in our locker room. Says, I think it was the mid to late 90s. I think we might have had 2, but that wasn't what we were focused on. We were focused on winning games, and each and every person that was in that locker room contributing to the goal at hand was winning football games. None of this other stuff mattered. This was about winning football games and trying to be a good person. Listen, man, you can be as bad as you want to be. Get to the quarterback, right? Obviously, he continues, we like to see the inclusion part. We like to see folks that understand that the world is changing and you have to embrace that may be a little bit different, and that's okay. Judge me by my character and judge me by the way I treat people. If we show a little bit more love and compassion in the world, this will be a much better place. Listen, man, I commend Bruce Smith for coming out and saying that, and listen, man, I have never, and I'm not being facetious here. I'm not trying to be WOKE. I'm not trying to stay away from getting, taken off the air or whatever. But I've never, ever had a problem with happy people. Ever. Ever. Like, as far as I'm concerned, man, and I mean, I suppose that people who find this kind of men-centric content would probably think that I'm the kind of guy that would condemn that sort of thing. I don't care. It honestly does not, it doesn't affect me. It really, really doesn't. Like, again, I've never understood, and again, listen, man, don't get me wrong. There are some reprehensible human beings that are out here, and dude, I speak out against those people as much as I can. And I don't know, man, maybe it's just something I've never thought about. It doesn't affect me. I honestly do not, I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. I mean, real talk, the way I see it is the more happy men we have, dude, that's just more peace sleep for the rest of us, all right? Right? Like, it's so funny, girls are all disappointed. Oh my God, that guy is, quote, happy? Ooh, that's a shame. I'm thinking, that's not a shame. That dude that's a good looking dude, and he is a Chipper Jones? Listen, man, that's less dudes out there that can take my girl from me. That's always the way I've seen it. That's always the way I've seen it. This is not me being woke or a social justice warrior. It's not about any of that. I have literally never had a problem with that ever. I just don't, it's to me, I compare that to eating the booty, right? Like, eating booty is something I would never do, something I've never done, but if that's what you want to do, you do you. Ain't that right, Tony? Shout out to my man, Tony. Spelled with a TH. The only person I give an absolute green light to just troll the hell out of me. Troll the hell out of me, man. Yeah, he wrote me some pretty choice emails after the Eat the Booty episode. I didn't fire back because I'd be mad too. But real talk, I've never had a problem with that. I played team sports my entire life up until the point where I couldn't anymore because it just wasn't good enough. Look, man, if I'm on a football base, whatever. Dude, listen, man, if you can go get the quarterback, listen, man, I'm not worried. I don't care what you do in your off time. Just show up every Sunday and go get the quarterback. That's it. Oh, man, our defensive end is happy. How many sacks does he have this season? 16? Okay, bet. Keep him happy. Right. Lorenzo Rock says, I couldn't care less as long as he can sack Patrick Mahomes. Real talk. That's just all the way. That's really the way I've seen it. Obviously, there are other elements at play, but I just don't. I've never understood why there's so much vitriol against happy people. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but as far as I know, they don't really bother anybody, right? Maybe they don't bother me. And I used to work with a happy person. I worked side by side with this guy for like a year and a half, right up there in the RTP in Raleigh. Man, he was as happy as a clam. And he and I, we were good work partners, real talk. I liked the guy. I liked him a lot. And it didn't really, I never really thought about that. So yeah, again, Bruce Smith he's 100% right. As a man who is truly masculine, who cares what he does in his free time? If you can go get the quarterback, if Carl Nassib can go get the quarterback, guess what? He'll do just fine in Vegas. By the way, just off the topic, I actually, give me a second here. So, it appears that OnlyFans is not banning adult content. This article dropped today. Earlier today. It says, fact check, no, OnlyFans is not banning spicy movies. Following reports, the article starts, OnlyFans is in talks to seek funding at a valuation of more than $1 billion US. Social media has been flooded with fears that the website will ban adult content. However, OnlyFans has confirmed to Gizmodo Australia that it is not banning adult content. Quote, OnlyFans will always be an inclusive home for all creators, including adult, OnlyFans told Gizmodo Australia. Despite the fact that OnlyFans has said absolutely nothing to indicate it will move to ban adult content, which has become a major income source for the platform, the rumor has spread like wildfire on social media. Madison Montgomery, thoughts on OnlyFans saying they will ban sex work? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, grown-up content. Okay. Another way we can get around the algorithm. So, yeah, it looks like OnlyFans is not going to be banning grown-up content. You know, I'm sure a lot of useless, good-looking women out there are rejoicing. I'm sure a lot of them are rejoicing. Let me ask you guys something. So, Kevin Samuels, and I was actually on the phone with Kev right before I came on the show. He gave me permission to break down the video he did with Blue. God, I've already forgot the chick's name. Blue Jasmine. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he did. It's got over 500,000 views, and I'm actually thinking at the end of this episode, I'll probably do maybe about an hour worth of show prep, and then maybe breaking down that video, man. I think I should. So, what is it now? Oh, and by the way, I will not be breaking down The Bachelorette anymore. I'm not breaking down, dude. I'm not breaking down The Bachelorette anymore. I've lost my taste. I've lost my taste for that show for many, many reasons. The guys are a bunch of mamby-pamby. She's the typical. It is what it is. So right now it's 7 o'clock. I would say right at 8 o'clock, right around 8 o'clock, I will be breaking down Kevin Samuels' interview with Blue Jasmine, who talked about the fact that her ex still pays her bills. Very, very much looking forward to that. I will resume the breakdown of Temptation Island tomorrow. So you guys don't have to worry about that going away. So stay tuned. Like I said, about a little over an hour from now, maybe less, I will be breaking down the Kevin Samuels interview with Blue Jasmine right here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you, I don't know, in about an hour. Get thousands of hours of content not found anywhere on patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. Link in description.